So yes, looks like we are live, and I'd like to welcome those who are watching ETM Hit Up, and you are tuned into Freestyle Friday. We are the Seshew mdw-ntr, and it is Friday, so we go through our Freestyle Friday. But before we do anything, before we start discussing anything or going through inscriptions, what we are going to do is what we have made tradition here at the Seshew, which is reciting the offering formula. So in the meantime, I'll quickly share the offering formula, and you should be able to see that on your screen. And if you are watching on YouTube and what you're seeing is a little bit blurry, I would suggest that you change your settings on YouTube. So it's the little cogwheel at the bottom of the screen, and I think if you watch between if you set it between 480 to 720, that would be perfect, so it will be more clear. So do that, and I would like to let Senshon recite the offering formula for us. So if you don't mind, go ahead.
Dua, ETM Hotel family. We're going to recite the offering formula. We must keep it in context. Remember, these are not the correct pronunciations. We're still working to get the exact. However, if you want to follow along as I go through this, would it be beneficial to for you and for me, of course. So, with that being said, we're gonna go Hotep D Nasu, Rasir Neb Jabdu, Necher A Neb Abju, DF Peret Keru, Et Henket, Ka Apet Sesh, Minket, Het, Ket Nabet Neferet Wabet, Aket, Necher M, and Ka in M Aku, Aku Ma'akaru. And basically, what I just said was an offering a king gives Osiris, Lord of Jadu, great God, Lord of Abydos, so that he may give verbal offerings in beer, bread, ox fowl, alabaster, and linen, everything good and pure, of which a God lives, for the Ka of the revered ones, the ancestors justified.
Dua. So that was the recitation of the offering formula, and yes, without further ado, I think it would be a good idea if we introduce ourselves, and I would like to start. So ETM Hetep, Ren E, Imiket, and my name is Imiket, and welcome to the Freestyle Fridays, and hopefully you enjoy and leave out with something. So ETM Hetep, and I'll let the other brothers introduce themselves.
ETM Hotep, Rennie Sean. Thank you for tuning in for tonight's show. Hopefully, you guys will participate and keep up with us as we freestyle this Friday without any notepads, books, or cards.
Okay, yeah.
Hotep, ETM Hotep, welcome in peace, everybody. Rennie June, my name is June. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I hope you enjoy the show and leave satisfied. Hotep.
Hotep, and I see the little one wanted to introduce themselves as well. So Hotep, yes, and let's see who we have on the chat. So yes, Hotep, Sinet Lisa, and we have Nasir and the goat. So welcome, and yes, hopefully you enjoyed the show. And I don't know, before we start, is there anything that anybody would like to discuss on the panel, and also on the chat as well? If you have anything that you wanted to let us know, regarding the language, obviously, just let us know. But yeah, I'll give the panel a chance.
Yeah, last night, was it last night? Yeah, last night, gentleman was in the chat of our brothers over there at the Dagger Squad as they were addressing some claims made by some gentlemen about natives and slave ships and so on and so forth. They did a great job in presenting information and giving some sources for people to go and study. However, this gentleman was a Hebrew, and I don't want to mention his name or anything like that, but he was making references to Kemet, and basically he was saying in his book, the Torah, that the Torah explains to or teaches that, you know, the Hebrews all come out of Kemet. That's their home. And that is, he was adamant about this as he kept repeating it over and over and over. And I'm like, um, I was asking, like, is there any other source besides the Torah? And no, he just stuck to the Torah. And I was like, well, they didn't know any Hebrews, Kemet. And, he was serious about it. But other than that, everything else that I've witnessed has been quiet. The people that are still claiming the meta nature has not been deciphered, or whatever they want to change the argument is still clinging on to that and using it as propaganda to gain attention and attraction. Of course, we all know that it has been deciphered because we're doing the work and they aren't.
Yes, and not just the propaganda. It's probably to justify the illiteracy of the language anyway. So we know that. We demonstrate that on our shows. We demonstrate that in the group pages where you find us. So hopefully people understand that this is, obviously it is something that, talking about decipherment, it has been deciphered hundreds of years ago. So, you know, but I guess it keeps conversations alive, or it keeps people relevant. But we we focus on, so, and actually today, what we were going to do is, on Freestyle Fridays, we're going to we are going to exercise and see how much of what we have learned we have retained. So on Freestyle Fridays, we do not use any tools, any assistance, like dictionary or sign list. So we do that probably at the end if we can come up with if there are some words that we cannot recognize, then we do that. But it helps us jog our memory and see how much of what we've learned we've retained. So it's a good exercise, and obviously we're looking forward to the teamwork and collaboration from the chat as well. So if you're watching and you haven't let yourself be known on the chat, do that as well. And yes, I'd also like to welcome Christopher Withers as well, who is with us today. And yeah, so should we go ahead and start, or send? I don't know if June has anything that you wanted to add regarding that, or the Hebrews in Kemet, But yeah, as Sen Sean had stated, what we do is we work with attestations as well. So just going through what is in the Torah is not sufficient enough. But yeah, I don't know if you, Sen June, has anything to add to that before we begin our freestyle. Okay, yeah, probably not. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen and show what it is that we're going to be looking at today, which is that it should be familiar to most of you as well, especially if you've watched some of our shows or been on the group page or whatever. You should be familiar with this. So we're just going to go through it and see as much as we can for the show, and just see how much we can freestyle on this one. Yeah, so hopefully it's showing on YouTube as well. Yeah, so before we start, I'd like to say that even though when we freestyle, we still go through we have a 4-step method that we utilize to transliterate and translate community inscriptions, and we don't break them down each one singularly on this Friday freestyles, but it is something that we do go through either way. So I will just give us a quick summary of what the 4-step method is for those who are watching and also new. The first step is to determine the direction in which the inscription is to be read in. And then the second step is to identify and document each sign, to figure out and find out their value and their functions. And then the third step is to, locate the words in the dictionary so that we can find out the meanings. And then the fourth and the last step is to come up with a sensible translation. So the transliteration is always going to be exact across the board, but the translation is always, it can differ as long as the meaning stays the same, but translation can vary a little bit from person to person. But yes, so those are the 4 steps. And without further ado, I don't know if somebody on the chat already let us know what direction we're going to be reading this inscription, direction or directions, So I'll quickly check through and see if somebody has that already. Yes, so Sinet Lisa says vertical, right to left, which is correct. Sinet Lisa is always on it. So it is vertical, right to left. And if anyone on the panel wants to explain why it is being read vertical, right to left, and not circular, and not diagonal and all that kind of stuff.
Not zigzag.
No, why not that?
Okay, so there's a few things that we could look at, cues and clues to tell us which direction to read into the signs. And we will start with at the bottom, we can look at the deity. The deity is facing to the right. You also will see body parts and other deities in the inscriptions. They are facing to the right. We also have plants. We also have birds. And if there's any animals in the inscription, they'll be pointing and facing the right. So we will read into it, and we'll, like she stated, we will have a vertical from right to left read in this inscription, starting with the far right column and going left.
Okay, Dua. So yes, that is correct. So Christopher Wither says, could I enlarge the part that we are reading? Oh yes, I can see that. So since Senshawn, you say that we're going to be starting from this section here, so I will enlarge this bit. So we are reading vertical because it is in columns, and then it is right to left, as Senate Lisa has stated, and as Senshawn explained the reasons why. So we can see the birds and the deities all facing, animals and plants facing right. So we are going to read into the sign. So what I'm going to do is zoom in on the first column. Let me know if it's not too, we don't want to zoom too much because then it gets a little blurry with the pixels. So hopefully this should be fine. So let me know if that helps. I'll wait, see how much delay we have on the sound. So that was for St. Christopher Withers. So I think it should be fine now. So so we are going to so we start with this section, and since we have delays on the chat, whatever it is that you can read, or you can transliterate or translate as well, we'll just go ahead and do that while we on the panel discuss what it is that we're looking at and all that. So if anyone on the panel wants to start, feel free to do that.
Naming some signs.
Yes, so we can go ahead and identify some of the signs. We not going to go over the monolinguals. So any other signs that you can identify, just let us know.
Yeah. Okay. So I immediately see the raw symbol, the N5, under the water ripples. I also see the bull, the ka, on down zone. Of course, we can go by the hey roo bird above it. We also see the mur. I think that's what is that, U5 or something like that.
Yeah, I
Right.
think it's about whole. Yeah.
So skipping on over to the next column. I don't want to go too far down. You see the sa ra, so you see the ra sign again with the duck above. Inside the shinu, we have the mn, min. Below the water ripple, we have another one that's I think that's like or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, canal.
Yeah, the canal. That's it. And then we have the mesh.
The what?
The mess. What is that?
Okay.
The
3 folds of skin. Yeah.
we're going to go on down. We have the her, capital H, lowercase r, front face. There we go. Yep, and the D sections. Then you have the 3 hills. Can't forget the 3. Let's go to the next one. Let's not go all the way down.
Okay. Okay.
It's knocking out.
Yeah, we have a bow tie over here as well.
Yeah, we got the bow tie. Yes, sir. Yes.
See, he's right over the guy's head. So he's wearing a bow tie.
Right.
And he's ready to have some bread on the heels. So
right, that's right.
But yeah,
we also have the sedge. We have the sedge plant, the open mouth.
Oh, that one with the open mouth, yes.
Yeah. Above, everybody knows the sign, so we won't even discuss that. We also have the O1, the purr, next to the owl.
Okay, yes.
I'll bounce around on y'all a little bit. You see a repetition.
Nice.
I'm stopping right there.
Okay. Yeah, that was good. I'll just zoom out a little bit, just one step, just to see what else we have. We have the neb. We have fire drill. And then right next to it, or before it, is the walking legs. We have the crown here. And we have the milk jack. So, and again, it's a lot of repetition, like you said. So let's see what else somebody can identify on the chat. We have Christopher with us, mare. So yes, we have a couple of mares here with different glyphs, which is interesting. So that, I don't know if it's that one or that one, but they could be mare as well. So, and this is why it's important to go through this, step. Signs actually function in different ways, like this one could function in different ways. So so those are also good to kind of know how to function in that settings. Then he says mess. Okay, so I'm guessing that mare is the one he was talking about. And then we have mess, 3-folded skin, and then chest, yes, which is the bow tie. Yeah, okay, it is not a bow tie, but we call it a bow tie around here because it looks like a bow tie. Yeah, but we should know the proper name, so that is no excuse. But yeah, that's chest. And okay, that's that on the chat as much as I can see. So yeah, and hopefully you guys are familiar with this inscription or some parts of it, or some of the glyphs, you know. I'll go ahead and zoom in once again so we can start from this section. I need a mouse. So so we're going to start from this part, and I don't know if anybody on the chat wants to let us know what it is, what this is that we are looking at, you know, from the very beginning. Okay, from the top, you know, that section, what kind of if it is the Jed Middle In, if it's a Hotep Tunesu, or what it is. Just I'll quickly give it 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds to do that. If you can recognize it. So, and in the meantime, I can see what else, other kind of glyphs that, yeah, we have the hill here again.
Okay, nobody's saying anything right now. So let's give them a clue. We are dealing with time, a date, something of significance, a period.
Yes, and I'll give you another. Okay, so Christopher with us says we're dealing with year, month, season, etc. And that would be accurate. So because it might take a while to type this down, I think we'll do it from the panel. So you know, let's see. Should I do it, or you want to go ahead and do it, Seshew?
You can start.
Okay. So what we're looking at is like the St. Christopher Wither said is year, month, season, and this is it starts with a regnal year. So this is known as Hatsep, and then it tells us which regnal year. So it is we're dealing with, and this is Fedu. So this will be the 5th regnal year. So Hatsep Fedu, and then you're dealing with the month over here, and it will let us know what month it is. So this will be Abed Compt, which will be the 3rd month, and then N Shimu, which will be of what season. So that will be of the season of Shimu, or the harvest season. And then this last part, this last bit here of that calendar or date would give us the day, which will be Su, the Sej, which will be the 9th day. So it is Hatsep, Fedu, Abed, Compt, and Shimu, and then Su, the Sej. So let's see. Yes, Senate Lisa, you have it. Original year 5, yes. And month 3, that's correct for both Lisa and Christopher Withers. And it is Shimu, that is correct, and day 9, that is correct. So yeah, so if you guys on a roll, why don't you let us know what the other words you see on that column. So I'll go ahead and just scroll down a bit. So we know what year, what regnal year, what month, what season, and what day. So let us figure out what it says next. From there, so I'm gonna give it about 10, 15 seconds. And oh yeah, and see, the years are not like years like and well, you should if you have the book, the beginner's book to Seshew mdw-ntr, you should already know how this works. So the regnal here, they are not like years like we have where we talk about 2017, but it is the year in which the king or the pharaoh is in power, something like that. Is that so? Yes, I'm actually looking at the chart, and Liz, I think you have a question. Is it I came back out the sign looks like Ra but looks like a snail? Oh, okay. Yes, I think it is that one. Yep. So this is a cobra.
Yeah.
And then you have Senshan did say that is the Heru bird. So that would be Heru, and then we have okay. But so just before that, we have this, which will be, as Saint Christopher says, in the presence of the servant. Now this would be her, hem, and so you'll be in the presence of the majesty and not the servant in this scenario. So her m, and then you have n Heru. Yes, that is correct. So you have the Heru name. So this is one of the titularies as well. So, and Senshan, you want to take those titularies?
Yeah, right.
I can take this, and maybe you could take. Okay, so yeah, titularies are not so famous around here apart from Setep, but yes, I'll go ahead and give it a try. So this will be the Heru name, and this will be Kha naked, Merima art. So
I had to make it up.
Yeah, because I did ask you, because you did mention the name before already. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I'll just go and repeat. So what you said, anyways, it will be Ka, and then this will be Ka, and then Nechet, and then you have Mary Ma'at, and then the Nesut Bidi, we have Nesut BT, and then on this name we have Wasir Ma'at. Yeah, because you did say all of them anyway. So yeah, I'm just repeating. So Wasir Ma'at Ras the Tep and Ra. So
If people haven't noticed that in the second Shanu, we dealt with this last Friday.
did we?
Yes.
Okay.
We dealt with the king's name last week.
Oh yeah, okay. Dua. So yeah, so this is the Heru name, and this is the Nasut Bidi name. And Christopher with us is saying even the Nasut is a servant. Yes, but we want to make a proper translation. So for we put the servant if we had seen a word like back, I believe it's back. So for the word servant, but we have him here for the majesty. And this is the majesty we're dealing with, and he's letting us know which signal we are of the majesty. So yeah, so I'll go to the second column, and do you want me to take the Shanu as well, or you want to give it a try? And just to mention, on the first column here, we also notice that we have honorific transposition as well. Yeah, so this is where you see Wasir Ma'at Ra. So the name, even though Ra is written first, as the names of the deities and kings sometimes are written, or for the most part, is written first, as an honor. So it's known as honorific transposition. But when reading them, then we read them correctly, and you will notice where there's honorific transpositions when you read and translate. And most of the time, if you read them as they are, like Ra, Wasir Ma'at, it wouldn't make sense grammatically. So
At all. It's like, huh?
Right. So those, yeah, but that we're dealing with honorific transposition, and you see them a lot also in the Chinese.
Okay, before we move on, can you go back down to the bottom of this picture? Now, this is why we are taught Tep Hesed, because scroll down some more.
I think, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. If we were to just look at this picture, we would assume what is going on in this picture based on all of these faces. We'll call these people down here at the bottom aliens, saying these are the people that built the pyramids and this is how they did it. And look at the people
Hebrews,
that's
the
right.
Jews.
We would
Yeah,
do all of that.
right.
But this is why we use tip hesed.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, that is actually a good. It's good that you say that because a lot of these people, a lot of this stuff you see when people try to validate their pseudoscience with using all these pictures from Kemet, but it's always what is always missing is the inscriptions. So that you don't want to do because the pictures actually accompany the inscriptions and there is no one without the other, so you cannot take one out of the other and translate the picture without the inscriptions.
Right. And they
So
will sit here and use this scene and say, look at the giants. Look at the giant sitting down compared to the other people that are worshiping him. Or the one that's on the back of the horse and the people in the front is like they're two different sizes. So giants walked around in Kemet. That's how they built the pyramid.
listen, just make it easy on yourself, right? It only takes 12 weeks, 12 weeks, and I believe it's actually 24 hours when put together, but it is 12 weeks you can actually get to learn how to read these inscriptions, to avoid all of that guesswork, all of that hard work, like just it is easy. I mean, you just have to commit. It's not that it's easy, but everything, once you commit and you're dedicated to it, you will learn. So just do yourself a favor, head on to mdw-ntr.com, mdw-ntr, and sign up for the class or buy the book. 12 weeks, 12 weeks. So by the summertime, you could be reading this. Just saying.
Great suggestion.
24 hours.
All right. So dealing with the second column, we're going to deal with the Sarah name. And you see the Ra symbol and the pintail duck, meaning Sarah, son of Ra. And immediately one will go, they'll look at this kind of weird, but nope, it don't
What?
sound right to me.
What? I
No,
didn't
I
hear.
was trying to say it in my head real quick, but you see Amen,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have the canal, which is we said it earlier.
Mm-hmm. I'm married.
Yeah, married.
Married. Yeah.
And then you have the mess,
Mm-hmm.
and then the signs below that are doorbolt. So that's S's. So really, you're saying which is like of course the last person we just mentioned in the tutelary, which is Ramesses.
Yes.
Ramesses.
So you have Ra here shown as a deity, and then sometimes you could see the Ra itself as we see
Right.
up here. So Ra, and then like you said, Mess, and then Mrs. So that is correct. So you have Ramesses, and then you have Ramesu or Ramesses. But this is because they say Ramesu, we have the two S's, so it'll be like Su. So Ramesu. Mary Imen, so Rameses, beloved of Amun, born of
And
the
then
beloved
yeah,
Amun.
so again you have the Sarah, and then like she just explained, the Ramesses, and then and we're going from there. What you said, the beloved?
Yeah, beloved. So we have the same. So we see like beloved here, Mary, Mer, and then we have also here Mer as well, which could also be beloved. So we see different glyphs that have the same consonantal value as well.
All
So
right,
yeah.
so I think Sanet Lisa has this word up under the Shanu, which is
Okay. Where do we have it?
I think she may have this word. Oh, Hotep Khalid.
Yes, Hoteps and Kalik. Allah. So yes, so we have that, and then this should be because this is only for it's only monoliterals. So what?
Set.
Yeah, is set,
Set.
and then again here we have hem again, so it will be hem f.
F, her.
Yes, and then her.
Now this that's the one I always mess up. This sign right here.
That one.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the fire drill. Yes. Ja.
Yeah. Jet. Chop. But you have the two strokes behind it.
Yes, so we have that and the edge monoliths, and like I said, the two strokes. Yeah.
That's gonna the two strokes are gonna make it with the Y, right?
Yes, that is correct. Dealing with dual, not dual, dual. So yes, so this so even if we don't know what it means at this point, it might can read it as ja, and then this will be he. So uppercase D, uppercase A, and then H, and then Y. So Jahi, and we know it's a place because we see the three hills.
Yeah.
So
and then you have the half blunt.
Yep.
Is that acting like a determinant?
The half blunt, no, it could be used for the word in, but most of the time it actually functions as a preposition. So it could be alternating between this and the owl. So with the Jahi and then M. And then we have that, it's called a needle or something, I believe, with the word wedge, which will be W and uppercase D. So wedge, and then you have this. So this whole word will be with it. Yeah. With it. F.
Again?
So this would be.
Oh yeah, with the F at the end. Gotcha. Yeah. Widget F.
Yeah. So and before we just go all the way, let's kind of like so that we figure out, because we freestyling, so you know, obviously, you know, going through some steps you know, mixed together. So just so we kind of make sure that we don't go too far and have to come back and forget what we have the transliterations, but we don't know what what those things. So we did I guess yeah, like Senate Lisa already told us about this part. So it was we know the year that we're dealing with, the regnal year and all that, and then before the majesty, in the presence of his majesty, and then we have the name, the Heru name, and then the Sweet Beauty name, and the Sarah name, and then we have Iset, and this is I think this is like a particle, you know, has some sentences that start with like then and all this, so it'll be then, and then His Majesty Hem F. So we see two different ways of actually writing Hem F, which would be we have this hem, and this is hem also. We have one with a single stroke, like a logogram, and then this one has a determinative, and then the suffix pronoun. So hem F. So then His Majesty, and then we have her, like you said, one.
Yep.
And then the place known as Jahi. Then we go to the next one so that we kind of remember, kind of get a context of what is going on as we read.
Now, in the first two columns, before we go, the first two columns, we've seen beloved wrote differently, and the last word wrote differently.
Yes, yes. So yeah, so those. So with dealing with Seshew mdw-ntr, you know, there's the way to write words are very flexible, obviously. So and this is why it's good. One of the things that is highly recommended is that apart from knowing the monoliterals, like we say, it's good to at least know some, the biliterals and triliterals as well, you know. So, and knowing them in all the different ways that they function and all of that is highly recommended if you're going to be reading these glyphs, from time to time, or all the time, like we do.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And you know what? One of the things that people always talk about a lot is how the literacy rate in Kemet was like low.
Right.
But and the funny thing is, when you think about it, it's like thinking of all the the glyphs, the graphemes that were there in Seshew from 700, that from the Middle Kingdom, that went up to about 7,000, by the New Kingdom and all that.
Right.
But look at us, like we only have we're dealing with an alphabet that has only 26 letters, and most of us can't even read. Like we can read the words or whatever. Some people can. I mean, the literacy rate is not 100%.
Right.
So if you think about it in that sense, obviously when you're dealing with 7,000 glyphs and words that could be written in all kinds of ways, like we've seen here,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously the literacy rate was not going to be 100 or 80%. So these, and it doesn't mean that people couldn't read some of the basic
Yep.
glyphs in that sense, but being fully literate like the scribes, obviously that would not be, it would not be everybody. And yeah, think
Right.
about
And
it. So,
you got everyday, like you have everyday people that were writing love letters or letters to one another. So it wasn't like they were really illiterate to what was going on. So I really think
no.
I kind of find that an odd argument for some people who want to argue the illiteracy rate. And you have to think about the jobs. How many different occupations did the Remage, the had? You had all these different occupations. For every occupation, you had a specific amount of scribes that were dedicated to that particular occupation,
Mm,
and that would get that information across from one place to another and communicate those efforts. And what they did not know, they translated for the king or the queens in the particular area they did not know. So
right.
some type of learning had to go on. It's just like um, someone in the United States, as you know, they used to like burn your eyes or cut your hands off or do something damaging to you if you tried to learn. This wasn't the case there. So
No.
yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. So yeah. So just keep that in mind. When we're talking about the literacy rate, obviously, even with us, it's not up to par, considering how few of we have to learn, and we're still not up there anyway. So anyway, but
Serious.
where were we? Kind of got sidetracked for a
Oh
minute.
yeah, we stopped right there.
Okay, so we had so we did we say that widget F, and
Hmm.
then we see. I'm just gonna go through the chart as in the meantime to see if anybody was working on the rest in the meantime. But yeah, not there yet, and I hope we don't have long delays. But so we see the two strokes, and then you have newt, and then
Hmm.
net,
Got a jug in the below.
yes, and then net and nechet, and then we
We
have
saw that name.
yes. So there's a lot of different variations of so we have nechet, and by here we saw only it is this is written, it's just abbreviation of it, where here we see nechet, and with the other ones to spell, we have the ones to spell out, we have our phonetic complements to spell out that.
Hmm.
So we have nechet, and then we have
Ear,
think it's
something ear.
um not entirely, because these are different kind of eye.
Yeah. Okay.
So that would be, but you can tell with this as well, that would be rest.
Nefer.
Yeah. And sometimes you have it with two, with a state with like two blanks or something like that. So it would be res nefer m. I'm thinking this is because of, it will make sense to be nefer m. I'm thinking it's because of graphic transposition, because of but just guessing anyway.
Yeah, rest nefer M.
Yeah, nefer m.
Not M nefer.
Thinking if it was placed the right way, how it would look, and it won't be
What? Yeah,
proportional.
it's coming after the name.
So so we had majesty, and then this is a, I think this is a particle. So some sentences will start with, and then uh, His Majesty upon Jehi,
Hmm.
and then we have in this because we're seeing the walking legs, it will tell us something about either journey or campaign. That's what it would always
Coming
translate
forward.
to. So upon his campaign, his second campaign, because you see that too,
Two strokes.
right? Yeah. And then you have net, and then you have nechet. So you have nechet, we know that translates to victory or victorious. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
so you have nut, and then net, and then nechet, and then his upon his second campaign thing
campaign,
off,
yeah.
and then net will be off. So victory, and then rest will be awake. So beautiful awake, or good awakening or something.
Yep. You know
And
what?
yeah, mhm.
Now that we've gotten to the second column, we can kind of see what's going on here. So this is dealing with um, a war or some type of campaign, and he's
Mm,
experiencing his second victory in this particular campaign. So
two.
we're not using the lookership to determine what it's saying. We've actually followed the correct method to pass it in
Two.
determining on what is going. But we're not finished. We might be finished, but, you know, the glyphs is still saying more.
Nah. Okay. No. Yeah. So I'm okay. I'm gonna look through this the chat and see what we have. Hotep Sinet Monica, and who else do we have? I know Lisa is there already.
Yeah, but you gotta say whoop, whoop. You gotta whoop whoop.
Okay. Okay. Whoop.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll say whoop whoop. Sinet Monica. It's not Monica. It's Monica, right?
Right. It's not Monica.
Okay.
It's not. Yeah. You can go Mo or go Monica
Yes.
Garfield.
Okay. So whoop whoop Mo, and we have is it Christopher Withers is saying Shinwood net neckhead. Where are we on that one now? Go back to that screen.
Should I let him go potty? High five.
Okay. So yeah, so we have this part, and then let's go to this. Hopefully, this is what I'll see what it is. Christopher Withers had. So then we have that one, and if you're on the chat, you should already know that on the third column. So we'll let the chat have that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you a clue. It is the womb, and the is a phallus or whatever. And since you have the fire drill being put on fire, no, I'll stop it. But some people actually try to translate the glyph this way. You literally like take each and every
Life and
sign
fire.
and patch them together, like. But yeah, so this is not the womb and phallus and progenies or whatever it is, how people translate that. But yeah. So do we have it on the chat? I'll just.
Monica fired somebody.
Uh-oh. Okay. Well, since the chat is not letting us have what did we say, Sean? What it is? Is it womb or whatever?
Life.
So yeah, so this will be, we say all the time, Ankh, Vajra,
You.
Snare.
Yep.
So you have life, prosperity, and health.
Yep.
So the king has a beautiful awakening and of life, prosperity, and health. And then M, which is again, as we say it on the other side, the preposition M, as in. Right?
Yep. M in after life, prosperity, and health. M.
Yeah.
But I can't get
then,
that sign right here.
what, this?
It looks like a paddle.
This is a tree.
Yeah.
So that would be, yeah, Ima, Homa.
Ima.
So, yeah.
Per M.
So this would be Ima.
Per M.
Mm. And then we have M, Ima, and then we have N, and then we have Hem F.
Same thing again.
Yes.
Yep. Hem F. Her.
Mm-hmm. So life, prosperity, and health, and then Ima, that would be the tent. So in the tent of His Majesty.
Yeah, His Majesty.
And then yeah, so yeah, that one again.
Back to our bow tie.
Yeah. Of His Majesty while he sat on the hill and ate bread.
Right.
On his bow tie and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Or babe, that was the babe they used back then. So no, so on His Majesty upon Chesed, and I believe somebody already did mention that. I think it was Christopher Withers.
Yeah, I think it was too.
Yeah, upon the
M in
yeah.
head him in him F her to set.
Yeah, so Chesed Resi. So yes, that would be the southern hill. So well, I think he awoke, had a beautiful week of life, health, and prosperity, and he's in his tent upon the southern hill in Kadesh. You're right, Kadesh. This is Kid. We have the phonetic complement. Yeah.
Yeah. Chris on it.
Yeah, and this is a place, so we know that.
Lisa, what's the name of that place?
So yes, that Iker, that was true, and Christopher Withers, and then so we have then we have Ka, MF again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Up E.
Hmm?
It's gotta be a whole thing right here.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen that in different places. I'm just looking through the chat as we do. So yeah, I think Christopher Withers had cow. Yeah, saying the Ka.
Yeah, Ka.
So he appeared, which is appeared.
Yep, Teal. Yep,
Yeah.
he got it.
Appeared His Majesty.
Yeah, so Chris has Uncle Johnson Neb,
Mm-hmm.
in hit him in him F her to set Resi.
Uncle Johnson
with in Kadesh, Ka?
Uh,
Hemef? And
yeah,
then
okay.
Hemef me
Oh,
Webin.
okay, okay, where you are. So it would be Ankh with just an F, and then this would be M, and then this would be Imao, and not in it. It would be Imao, which will be the 10th. And then N, Hem F, which is correct. You just have to remember to put a dot in the F.
Yeah, mm-hmm, that is.
And then Chesed, and then Resi,
Right here. Yep.
and then
Webin.
then we have Hem F, but it will be Hem F. This will be Kai Hem F, Mi, Ra,
Mira.
and then
Oh
Web.
yeah.
But you know, it can get confusing. I don't know, because this could be because Webin also could be written with the sun, safe on it. But I think this would be like, because it wouldn't make sense to say like shining. So it'd be like Ra, shine, you know.
Right. Yeah. Grammatically, it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's
Not
see. So
Webin.
yeah. So we have life, prosperity, and health. And in his tent, His Majesty upon Chesed, upon the southern hill of Kadesh and Kadesh, appears His Majesty like Ra shining. So that's far we have on column 3. Yeah, and this is one of the things that you kind of have to be mindful, especially down here. There's a lot actually here in these inscriptions that kind of throws you off sometimes, you know. But in this case, where we have me, and then you could actually translate this as weapon, because you see this as well most of the time as weapon,
Right.
but then you kind of, once you get to write your transliteration and then you get to the translation, and then you kind of like you hit a bump, and then that's when you kind of have to adjust again, go back to the drawing board and adjust a bit. So these are the kind of stuff that happens while you're doing your translations or transliterations. So I'm looking at so looking at the chart. Okay, so should we continue? Let's see how long we've been running for.
Over an hour.
Okay, so we can continue a bit.
You sure?
Uh,
I mean, it's like 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
yeah, so we probably could take this and see how it works out. And then anybody on the chat, this is the one that Lisa was talking about. But what did she call it? Let me scroll back up. Yeah, we need to. I'm not sure what in what group it is. That's fine, but it is the cobra and with the sun. But yeah, I wanted to call it what Lisa called it, but I thought that was cute. But never mind. So yeah, so we can take this part. I think we can continue just up and see what else happened when
Racist.
it came through shining. It reads like this story, right? It reads like a nice storybook.
Right. Lisa, it is like almost 4 o'clock where network is, or is 4 6? Is it 4:16?
Yeah, 2. But yeah, time is just relative, right? But some people say it's an illusion, but yeah, I don't know. We don't have the sun at this point, and it is 4. So, but yeah, so let's we can go through this real quick. See what I'm actually waiting to see what the chat is, saying. And while we're doing that, if you have any questions that you'd like to ask, then just feel free. So we can take another 15 minutes. I think the only ones that we looking at that column, a lot of repetition really. Did we actually go? We did go through that, but see this one we see it in different. Where did we see that? So, well, yeah, this is different because we have the walking leg. I don't know if we saw it somewhere. I think I mentioned it before, but yeah, not to drag this thing. So we can try this one real quick and see. So we have this one you always know as Seshew, and then an F. And anybody else want to get that one? Okay, went quiet. So I'll just go ahead and read it. So it'll be Seshew, NF, and then this is
Oh, no.
I know why people don't want to
Chris had
get
it in there. He says the ship.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So this is now saying this other one here. I know why people don't want to read it because it's kind of hard to pronounce. So that's why y'all went quiet. Okay.
Yeah.
So that would be I don't know. Okay, don't laugh. I don't know how to say it, but it would be hekeru.
Hekeru.
Yeah, something like that. That would be the uppercase X, and then KRW for like ornaments or adornments or stuff like that. And this one we already know. But I think I'm looking at the chart as well. So Christopher Willis says MM H V U. Let me see where we are. Okay, we are on this section here. So that glyph, if you're looking at it. So yeah. I'm trying to figure out what the MM. Do you see an M?
Two.
I'm trying to scroll. Okay, let me check again. Okay, Wedger Nep.
Wait. Mm.
Oh, okay. So we have Hekeru, and then we have
Tef.
Nut it F. Yes. So we have he received
Tef.
adornments or ornaments, and then Nut F. That would be of his Nut it F would be of his father. And okay, Senshon, you're fighting with the mic.
My bad.
Okay. Yes, and I think Nut F. I'm trying to keep up with the chat and see. Oh, okay. Say men. Okay. Yes, Nut F, and then we have men. This will be Menchu. We kind of have met it a couple of times anyway. So, Menchu. So I don't mess up his father Menchu. And then I believe he said Wedger, which was correct. I think I read it. Wedger Nep, yeah. So then we have Wedger Nep, like Christopher Wheeler says. So Wedger Nep, and I think this Nep comes with that. We don't see that a lot most of the time. We just see it on its own, but yeah. So, and this wedger will not be the same as the other wedger snap we saw, wedger snap, because we see the walking leg. So this has something to do with motion. So it will be to wedger, which also can also mean to go or to proceed. So so Monchu, and then proceeded the master, the lord, Neb, and then you have M. This will be by, because we see it with this one here, I think can be as up. Then we have head. Yeah, so this will be my head. So it proceeded northward. So you can see they can use, sometimes you can use that for like downstream, but it would be market for northward. And then this is a trilateral or separ. So that would be proceeded northward, and then you have separ with the phonetic complement. So, and then you see the determinative to let us know it has something to do with motion. So that is to reach, proceeded north and reach, hem F again, reach His Majesty. And then south, I think that's, we've already seen that before. So yeah, so that's the gist of the story so far. And I think, should we give it a summary so far? Oh, okay. And while we think about that, I'd like to let Saint Antoine introduce himself if you're ready, if you have your mic set up. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Hotep, can you hear me?
Two.
Okay. Yeah, Hotep. I'm currently on my phone, so I can see it a little bit. But just welcome, Shimon Hotep. And sitting in. Hopefully, I can catch up. This looks a little challenging, so I'm sitting back learning.
Okay, so yeah, we are just exercising with it as well. So yeah, so I don't know, should we give a summary of how far we've come so far? If, maybe I'll let Saint John do that, maybe, since he's been. No, go ahead, Saint Antoine.
Oh no, I'm gonna say that would be helpful for me, just to kind of see where I see where you left off at. You said the south is where you left off at.
Two.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So yeah, that would be helpful for me if we went back over it.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. So I'll zoom out so that just to read up to this section. There's still other sections left, and so to give a quick summary of what it is that we have already freestyle on. So this will be Hatsep, Fedu, Abed, Comte, and Shemu, and then you have Su, the Surge which will be the regnal, the 5th regnal year of 3rd month of Shemu on the 9th day, and then you have Her M F, no Her M N. So in the presence of the Majesty. Then we have his Hebrew name, which is Nechet Meri, Nechet Ma'at. Okay, now I'm confusing myself. Which will be Nechet Meri Ma'at. So then we have the Nesut Piti, which will be Wasir Ra, Setep and Ra. And then we have, I'm not going to translate the names. And then we have Sa Ra, which will be Ra Mesu, Mary Iman. And then we have Iset, and then Hem F, so it would be then His Majesty, and then Her, and then we have Jahi upon Jahi, and Wajid, which would be, oh yeah, Wajid F. Let me just zoom in a little bit. So on his, this is talking about his campaign, and we see Sen, the second, Sen, and then Nut, which would be his second campaign, and then you have Nekhet of victory, so his second victorious campaign, and then we have Res, Nefer M, so is beautiful or good awakening, and then I'll just go up again. Let's see. Zoom out a little bit, and then we have Ankh. We have Wedgersneb M. Imau. So this would be life, prosperity, and health. And then in the 10th, and Hem F of the Majesty upon Chesit Resi, which would be the southern hill. And then we have of Kedesh and Kedesh, and then Ka Hemeth Mira Reben, so appeared His Majesty like Ra shining. And then the last column that we have gone through is yeah, let's see. Just let me go up. Yeah. So then we have Seshew and F, and then we have that hard word Kehiru, Nut F. So we have he received ornaments, and then you have Nut, which will be we see, I think, because this is Kehiru, then we have Nut, so this will be the, what is it called, the indirect genitive. So we have possession. So ornaments or adornments of his father, and we get the name Monchu. And then we have Wedja here, which in this case will be proceed or go, then the Lord or Master. And then we have Marked, which will be northward, and then Seper, which, and then he reached the, or the Majesty reached Seperhem F, and then south. So I think it's giving a breakdown of what was happening on that particular day, day 9. I think when there was war, like Senshawn was talking about. So it's giving an account of the event that happened, and we know this because, okay, go ahead. Whoever was it you, Senshawn?
Yeah, this is what's going on. And this is not pseudo either, Antoine, so don't start. Nah,
Yeah, so we're not talking.
what actually has taken place is the great king in his second campaign has once again been victorious. In so doing, he has racked up other accomplishments along the way, and everyone is paying, this particular scribe is paying great respect to the king, to the Nusibiti, for everything that he has brought back home, man. They're excited about this because the first 4 lines, they're giving all kind of praises.
Right, and he like he's in his tent at that point. Sound like this movie you're watching, like that war battlefield, and they're like out there, and he comes out of his tent and he's like receiving adornments or ornaments and all that, because he's victorious, obviously. So so that is interesting. So we're not looking at the pictures and going on about aliens and all that. So now we get context of what is going on in the picture, and not just coming up with anything, out of the blue sky. And it's also interesting to note that, of course, this account is written by the scribes, and we're talking about, literacy and all that. We had different kinds of scribes doing different kinds of things. I know you mentioned about different kinds of occupations, and even within the scribal occupation, there was different aspects of it. And in this case, we have there were scribes who were working in the military, and they were known as I believe that Mesha or Mesa, one of those. So though whoever is keeping account of this is a Sesh Mesa or Mesha. We have to check that again to make sure I can't remember if it was the uppercase S or lowercase s, but I think it's Sesh Mesa. So this is a scribe working in the military, keeping account of what is going on.
Excellent. That was rather impressive. Can you guys hear me still?
2.
Oh yeah, excellent. That was rather impressive. Like you guys got a lot done. Now, how long did it take to complete that?
Okay, we've been going on for an hour, but just to mention, when we started, we did mention that some of this should look familiar. So I think there's a continuation of what had was started before. So, but again, as we say with the Freestyle Friday, what we do is sometimes you can actually, it's good to go over inscriptions, not just once but twice or whatever it is, and just try to make sure that make sure that you can retain and have a broader understanding as you read. Because the first time when you go through stuff, it's like you're trying to figure out the words and all that, but you're not putting everything into context. But after that, you can give it some time and go over it again and see how much you have retained. So it has been good so far. I think we didn't go through the dictionary yet. So that is good. So we are doing good. Some words that we've actually found like Senshion was talking about, some words, different ways of writing the same word. And that was also interesting as well.
Which word was that?
We had two. We had hem and hem, and we had Mary with the whole, and we had Mary with a canal. The canal could mean different things, but in this case, we had them having the same consonantal sound. So yeah. Okay, and I'm going to look through the chat and to see if anything else has popped up. So again, we've been going on for 1 hour, 15 minutes. And if we have any more questions, we don't want to drag it, but we will keep going with this one in different occasions as well, and just see, continue with the story, because I think it's very interesting. Trying to figure out what happened, what happened next. So it's like a series. We'll probably keep it as a series. So yeah, so that's a good event, breakdown of the event during that day. So I think we can, I can stop unless there's somebody else that, so anything else before I stop sharing?
I like how that would y'all say that?
Two.
I like how I like how that's in the middle. Is that per?
In the middle of?
Like it's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Column 7.
Oh, he went on down some.
About halfway down. I'm just jumping around. You also see it.
Okay.
You also see it in column 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's like it says per.
Yes. Yeah.
Uncle Johnson. So you see it like
Mm-hmm.
So this would be per e with a y. Yeah. So
we're at the water make it.
Yeah.
Plural.
What? Dual, I think.
Dual. Okay, that's right. Yeah.
With a y. Senshion didn't know that before. I think with something else. It's actually a good. I kind of like this inscription because it covers a lot of areas.
Yeah, it goes around. And y'all see the man doing push-ups? Yep.
Oh, where?
Mm-hmm. Right there in the next row.
A man doing push-up? Oh,
what column?
And he's using the bar as weight. Okay,
yes,
he's getting buff.
Exactly it.
He doing push up on water, getting buff.
That's right. That's right. They were well trained, man. Well trained.
Yeah, and I see this one falling short of a mermaid here. So, but yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot going on. I mean, you can flip it any way you want, according to some people. But
right.
You see that in column, I think it's column 1, 2, 3, 4. Column 5, you have the M17, and then you have 1, 2. Then you have the M17. Then you have the crown.
Is it with this column here? Oh yeah. Yes.
M17 in the crown. Now that crown is going to be a N, correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
Now, based on that, we could tell or be able to recognize, okay, this was probably produced after a particular dynasty, or this is Middle Kingdom, based on the fact that they're using that crown for N.
Mm-hmm.
Because initially we used the water ripple, but because the crown, they started using the crown, so let us know we should be identify time, start being able to recognize different time periods.
All right. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good to note. Yes. Dua. That's good to know. And we see it. We've seen it a lot also in the jet middle formula. Sometimes you see, like you said, the water ripple, sometimes this. So that's good to know that we can tell what period. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things here.
Okay, looks like you guys did an excellent job.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to look in the chat and see if we have okay, so I got jokes and the bird knocked him over. Yeah, see, yeah, he probably went fishing and then he got knocked over and just whoop, fell into the water. That could also be another translation. How like I said, people do want to do it different kind of ways, but hey, we have to follow a scientific method.
We see it again in the last column, but what does anyone know what that determinative means? Though?
What? This one?
Push up, man.
Oh yeah, this is yeast with fallen. So this is, and since we're looking at inscription dealing with a war or battle, this is for those who have lost, the fallen one. Not, well, I shouldn't say fallen ones like that, because some people are going to take it literally, or into something and take it to another branch. But yeah, so the fallen.
Or maybe overthrown too, because
Yeah.
Yeah. Falling or overthrown. We see that in other documents where they in the book of knowing the transformations of Ra and overthrowing a pep. You see that same determinative.
Yeah. So those who lost. Yeah. So yeah, that was teaching, but I have to see where you go.
Dua syndrome.
Yeah. We also see a number here, right?
Yeah, that looks like a number to me. That's what we learn in class.
Yeah.
So give upon.
Yeah.
I don't know what the determinative is upon it. The hand with the crook.
That could function in different ways. I know here when it was just being used on its own, it was victorious. You can see it here also where it's to give, yes, function in that sense. Sometimes it could also do something with false. So yeah. Yeah, but so yeah, Christopher with us says New Kingdom. So we'll take it from that. But if we don't have any more questions, then we'll just keep it short. And I'll take it down, and if there's anything else up for discussion, we can do that. Oh, does anybody want to go over it one more time? Something else on it before I take it out? No, so I will take it down.
I had a quick question for Sean. I'm not sure if I talked about it earlier or not.
Okay.
But I want to ask Sean about he's had a chance to attend some of the events dealing with the No Pseudo Tour.
Oh yeah.
And so I want to know if you kind of let us know as far as like with the No Pseudo Tours. I know they're going to different libraries and discussing different topics. So I want to know if you could tell us about maybe some of the topics that they covered at the presentations that you went to, and if you could tell us which presentations that you did attend.
This will be my 3 out of the 4 tours. I streamed live in the Seshew. The first one was Saber Spoken, and that was the first one. And the second one I did not attend. This past one I did attend in Buckhead Library. A lot of topics were discussed from the Seshew point of view, the claims, just the uh, has the hieroglyphs been deciphered? Had hieroglyphics been deciphered, or the Sesh, and cover some areas as far as chakras, or are they a part of the culture? Um, just the alien thing. I think the diet went into the diet. Did the Remnants, were they vegetarians? You can't be a vegetarian if you are, or we are doing the offering and we sit here and mention, bread, beer, ox file, so you have your ribeye steaks and you have your chicken right there in the middle of the offering. So certain things indicate what type of diet that they actually had versus everywhere else. You could tell by what they eat. So kind of covered a lot of ground. Tomorrow it will be in the Sandy Springs library, and this will be an all-day event, and it will be various topics that will be covered. But to answer from our perspective in dealing with the sesh, um, every week that it has happened, um, there's been some deciphering going on. There's been some touching on topics that had to deal with the ancient remnants, as far as claims that have been made, small claims. He hasn't really dove too far into other claims. I think tomorrow the presentation will hold a lot more information into it, because it has more time slot, which everybody that's presenting, he's going to have a little bit more time to go in depth with what he wants to do to wrap up this thing. I wish that more people could make it out to this to the No Pseudo tour. It's absolutely free. I know I'm expecting more people to be there for this one because it's going to be an all day thing, but people have made plans to be there for this one versus the other ones because a lot of other things have been going on.
Nice.
To do it definitely sounds like a worthwhile event. Now, is there a charge or is it open to the public or?
No charge, open to the public, is free. All you got to do is just get there. I'm driving from
Wow.
3 hours away. You get there, it's free. You get like I said once before, you get a university level education for free. You get enough homework to go back and reassess what you took in and research what you did not agree with or wanted more information on. Excellent by on the part of Brother Anket and Saber Jawu, both illustrating and teaching, and Big Brother Nahisi, because he's been adequate. Now, the conversations during the teachings are worthwhile because of the setting. The setting allows you to take in that particular information and stay in tuned, and you're not distracted. You're actually learning. But after the fact, when we transition from the libraries to the restaurants or wherever we're going to eat at, man, the bills get even more in depth, and the topics can go from anywhere, but it's all handled in a scholastic manner. Now, Saber Wujawu is Saber Wujawu. He is not putting on an act. So when you see or you hear him on YouTube and in his mannerism, he is exactly the same way in person. He even loves kids. Okay, my kids have been around him every time we've been there. They won't be there this weekend though, because the setting is too long and she don't want to deal with them. She says, I don't. She says I destroy, I kind of like block him out of my head. But he played with Caleb and his Predator toy, and he was in the manner of playing with him. He was trying to teach him something in the midst of it about like eating particular foods or positioning his predator a particular way, or what his predator may think if Caleb ate more. It was kind of it was it was a neat way, but everything is a teaching moment, man. This dude will take the smallest thing and make it a teaching moment. I promise you. And yeah, it's good, man. I can't wait to see uh, everyone who's going to show up. I know Sanette Monica's going to be there. Sister Cheryl will be in the house. Um, you know, Black Panther's family is going to be in the building. He's been gone, so he's going to be back. Of course, Aunt Nahisi, Sebu Jawu, Sister Segment, Empress Segment will be in the building. She will be teaching her. She will start the show off. I'm looking forward to that because she's laying the groundwork for some things that we complain about in our community when we talk about the foods and the diets and how we can't afford to have certain fruits and vegetables. Well, she's going to show us how to create our own. And that's going to help save you some money right there. So hopefully, people that are tuned into the show that are within driving distance of this particular bill will be able to make it. Um, if not, I think they're going to live stream it. I will do certain segments. I'm going to bring my laptop, so I will try to do certain segments to keep people engaged or in the know. And I think they have a videographer that'll be there too. He was there last week in the building taking pictures and recording and everything. But this is hosted by the Ashe Development Group um, for Knowledge, and Sister Kenya. She does a remarkable job. She does a remarkable job of hosting, but also engaging and interacting. And she's accessible, and she isn't shy at all. She tells it like it is as well. I mean, we talk about building our own community, man. These atmospheres that are being created there are what you want to be around because it'll keep you there. Yeah, I've spent hundreds of dollars every weekend that I've went there, and I don't care. Is what I'm getting from it. From going to South Carolina, dealing with Garfield and Monica and them, to coming back to Atlanta just to be there for that event. I missed Dr. Ma'at because we were stuck in traffic. But yeah, man, I mean, these people are who they say they are, and they project themselves in such a manner. And it's good to be around people with good character and teachers that actually are trying to teach and lead the community. People got to get behind that, and we got to keep pushing it to the forefront because this will be another situation where we have these teachers that are just speaking to a particular group of people and aren't reaching the masses because they aren't what everybody else wants them to be. They're not overly dramatic, or they're not modeling for tank top companies, whatever it is. You know what I mean? But
What?
So they're not ego driven.
come on, yeah, man. They're not ego driven. It's all about the people. And like that episode on Sonetta one time where the guys was coming up out of their shirts. I'm like, come on, man. We're on a live stream with men.
Oh,
We got
dang.
we got one woman on the panel, and y'all got y'all shirts off. So um
Yeah, I know. You know what?
I'm
Just
glad I didn't.
what you didn't buy.
It's, I didn't see that episode. I'm kind of glad I didn't. I didn't catch that side of it.
Yeah,
But,
that's just you. Nah.
but yeah, I'm definitely glad. I want to commend you, my brother, and I appreciate you making these trips. I feel like you representing us as a Seshew crew, and so I definitely extend my hand of appreciation.
Yeah, that's really good, and it's nice to know that that they are actually free. I know some people won't even show up if they get paid. So you know, it's nice to know that people can actually get those free shows and learn. That's really dedicated.
Right. Oh, like the fact that, like I said, I mean, instead of running around yelling, "I'm booked," they run around teaching and they
Right.
put more information in the atmosphere to where people can ask questions, and everything that you say up on the stage don't have to be right, but you can have a discussion where you actually explain to the people the concepts and the tactics that are being presented. So
Right.
I definitely think the atmosphere is much more educational and knowledge for knowledge seekers as opposed to entertainment.
Yeah, that is true. And actually, it's a big difference when you have like a teacher that shows up for the sake of clocking in and talking about being booked, and somebody who actually shows up and actually, is more dedicated to the fact that people understand they come out with something. So you have those two kind of teachers labeling. Some people label teachers and whatever, but yeah.
Right. You have someone charging you to come. Now you already gotta get your rental car or airplane ticket, pay for a hotel. You gotta do all of these things. And you gotta pay to come see this guy. All you gotta do is just be there. If you get it's free. These people are even more dedicated than this person scheming you out of your money. They ain't lying to you. They giving you the information. They giving you something to take home. They're not running around here pushing DVDs from old debates. They're running around here with books, literature that they have took the time to write, to put it on paper and press it and give you something that you can say, okay, I got this book. I have their word. So I can go back and challenge their word if I don't agree with their position on a particular topic. They wrote it down.
Right. You can challenge them with no altercations. So that's, that is really important to remember. But yeah, so those who are showing up are very lucky, to have a room filled of all that kind of knowledge, including health, diet, planting, farming, like you say. So very interesting. Yeah. So yeah, fill us in.
All right. So, speaking of books, please go to Amazon.com or MeadowNature.com. Purchase our book, the Seshew book. Has the hieroglyph writing system been deciphered? A rebuttal to Walter Williams. Get that book. You can get it on Amazon right now. You can get it on MeadowNature.com right now. You can show up in Atlanta tomorrow at the event and get the book there. Uh, and also don't forget to get the introduction book by Saber Wujawu. Now, he also, we mentioned earlier, has classes, metaneture.com. You can sign up. Don't forget to sign up to our Facebook group. Man, we need you guys in tune to this information because it's going to help restore a lot that our ancestors have left behind. And we don't want to be on this boat and then we got to look back and see you jumping in the water, swimming, trying to catch up to the boat because you waited too late. Get on board, people. We have to go at this hard as as a people. I made a post the other day like we need to be teaching Tep Hesip, and every African household should be learning one African language, even if it's not Metal Nature. I would prefer you to start. My biases is telling you this, but I'm just saying in general. We have Sinette Tunica. She knows about 11 languages.
Oh, they got that much. But I've blinked and they're cooked up to 11.
I kind of added some in there, but hey.
Right, you definitely want to catch that boat. You don't want to be in the water doing push-ups like in the bliss.
Right.
Hop on that boat.
Yeah, man. The environment that is about to be established, you're gonna want to be a part of it. I mean, right now, we're only reaching so many people, but what happens when we start reaching more people and we're bringing more awareness to the ancient writing system, and people start to then form speech communities, and you sitting out there like, man, y'all don't know what y'all talking about.
Like me not comprende,
Right.
Okay. Oh yeah. Speaking of Tep Hesab and what, I just wanted to make a quick correction. I don't know if I said a couple of times. I might have said mentioning the Rignal year. I think I said 5, but I don't know if I said Fedu because that would be wrong. That's 4, so it's du. So yeah. So that would be Hatep du and not Fedu. Fedu is 4. So yes, and learn how to count as well. That will help you. Will help me as well. But yeah, so and we do have a video, I think, on our YouTube archive of Wujao's eldest daughter counting the numbers. So if you want to learn that, count 1 through 10. Get that. There is a video right there, so you should be able. I can't remember the title, but do check also some of the videos that we have on our archive that will help you as well along while you're still trying to decide if you want to jump into the language or not. You can at least subscribe to our page and get all those. So I just wanted to make a quick correction. So Tep Hesab. So it's to you. Yeah, go ahead, Senshawn. I did kind of interrupt you a bit.
No, I'm done. I mean, we can wrap it. I'm good. Y'all good. June good.
Yes, and his little one is good as well. So we kind of miss that little Hotep voice that we get sometimes. But yeah. So maybe I'll should San Antoine can wrap us up if there's any last comments you want to include and just close us out.
No problem at all. Looks like Sean pretty much was knocking it out for us. He did a good job. I want to reiterate, grab the books, Introduction to Metronetter, and also has a writing system been deciphered. A rebuttal to Walter Williams has a Metronetter been deciphered. A rebuttal to Walter Williams' work. Please cop those. They'll be definitely essential in your progression. Also check out the YouTube page and the Facebook page. Duat and Duaout to the family, because definitely appreciate you guys. Don't forget, classes is offered. And we know we took some time off for Divine Works Wednesdays, but we definitely are going to get back to those with our presentations. The thing about the presentations is we'll start studying and working on different concepts, and as we get into those concepts, it just opens up so much. And we want our information to be thorough. And of course, we have it peer reviewed and scrutinized. And so a lot of times our material that we want to present, we have to go back and edit it and make sure that we come correct for the family. So give us some time with that, but we'll get those out. And also continue to join us on our Freestyle Fridays. And be on the lookout for Welcome to the Shabbat Dome. We continue to attack pseudo. A lot of things are being addressed now on no pseudo tour. And I guess as those conclude, anything that's been left out or anything else needs to be addressed, we'll definitely hit those up with the Welcome to the Shabbat Dome. All right, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and say Shin Hotep, go in peace.